Good night, all my kings and queens. Listen, thanks you so much. You're tuning in to Night Chat with me, Cheryl T, the Empress Diva. Y'all know how I do. Tonight, I have a great show lined up for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to share this broadcast. So, we're going to talk about a couple things. Y'all know I spilled the tea. So, Instagram is launching a profanity filter abuse on our platform. Yes, they are, honey. And today we're remembering Dante Wright was laid to rest today, and Al Sharpton gave a very powerful eulogy. And of course, LeBron James is under fire, and I'll tell you why, sugars. Little Wayne marries longtime girlfriend. Yes, honey, Denise Bennett. We're gonna talk about a little bit about Little Wayne and what's going on with this, honey, because he was just with what's her name before, right? Okay, so we're gonna talk about all of that. Our special guest, musician artist Johnnie Croom, is gonna be with us, and tonight, hot topic letter, honey, is the freeloader. Y'all know how we do, so let's get this party started. All right. So they told me they couldn't hear anything before. You know how technical difficulties go. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to share this broadcast, honey. Tell a friend. Empress Diva is on. So I was telling you what the lineup was, right? So I was telling about LeBron James that's under fire, and I'll tell you why. Today, Dante Wright was laid to rest today, and it was really sad. I watched it. Because, as per TMZ, thank you TMZ, they had it broadcasting live, which was really good. I was really teared up. Let me tell you something, people. We got to do something, and this is a time where we got to worry and study about our children. Let me tell you something. When I saw that woman break down today, I was breaking down. As a mother, you feel it. I felt something like in the pit of my stomach. You know what I mean? And I studied and I worried if that was me burying Ayana or Shaquille or Ishan, any one of my three kids. And my heart, like, let me tell you something, it dropped. It like literally dropped because that woman was so, she couldn't hold up. And I felt it for her. Like when I tell you I felt it, I felt it. You know, I'm sorry. Give me a minute. I felt that. And I told them, I said, no, I wasn't going to try and do it because, just as how I couldn't hold up then, I didn't know if I could have hold up now because, we're not understanding that it's not because it didn't hit home or it's none of our children that, we won't feel it as a parent, you know? And I felt that for that lady today. Her son was just 20. He wasn't even 21. He wouldn't have another celebration. She wouldn't celebrate another birthday with him, another vacation with him, she wouldn't celebrate that with her child. 20 is the beginning of life. What you were doing when you were 20, you know what I'm saying? And I thought about my children. This racial, this injustice, this systematic racism, this is real, this is real, this is real. And our children's like, our kids are paying the price. We can't do a WWB. You can't walk while you're black no more. Drive. If your child goes out, you don't know if it's the last time you'll see your child, and it was nice. Breonna Taylor, boyfriend, I forgot his, he was there. Keon Harold was there. That's the he played wonderfully. I don't know if you all know who he is. He is the Grammy winning jazz trumpeter. Remember him? He was the one who also his son was the one in the hotel in Manhattan where the woman tackled him down, his son, and he de-escalated the situation. And she said that his son stole her phone. Remember that? Only to find out that the phone was found in an Uber soon after. That one. But she was also, remember that you all know, she falsely accused them, but she was arrested. Yeah, he was there. Who else was there? I mentioned George Floyd family was there. Breonna Taylor. There had so many other people was there. When he played, it was so wonderful, And like I said, I didn't mean to like really tear up. It's just that it was just sad when you think about amount of our children, from Brianna to Dante to to Sandra Bland. It goes on and on. Philanthrop, it goes. The list is so long that you even forget Trayvon Martin. It goes on, and you be like, oh my gosh, it's somebody's brother, sister, aunt, cousin. You know what I'm saying? And it's really sad, but it was nice. It was at the Shiloh Temple Ministries. It was held. It was really, really moving, but it was really good. And I didn't know that he was from a biracial family, which didn't matter, but they've been through some stuff as a family. The father is African American, the mother is looked white to me. But he had a big family. He was loved, and he was really, really loved. A lot of people were there. They had the congressional flag. They gave the mom, they gave them a flag, or they flew it today, and it was presented to the family. And no matter how much amount of money and all of that, it cannot bring your child back. How much, you know, award suits we get, that can't bring your child back. So yeah, it was really good and it was a heartfelt. All right. It was very heartfelt today. I felt it. I did. One mother's cry is all mothers cry. This once we know, once you're a true mom, one mother's cry is all mothers cry. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, rest in peace, Dante. Gone, but definitely not forgotten, as you and as many others has gone senselessly before you. You know. Um, One of the things also I wanted to mention on that is that I forgot Mr. Pollard. He said, one of the words that he said, I wanted to just say that he said the aunties from the anti-violence group, he said, we push for peace. And he said it was just so sad that right after a verdict of George Floyd, we have to bury this child. And, Potter, who shot Wright, as you all know, she's been arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter. So we're looking for another justice as well. It's a start in the right direction, as we got for George Floyd. We're hoping to get that for Potter, right? So moving along, I read this story this morning on my on the Woo Woo radio, and yes, honey, the Empress is doing a lot of things. So one of the things I wanted to share with you, don't you know Instagram launches a profanity filter? Is about time, yeah, to fight abuse on the platform. And this is protecting our kids. So Instagram said on Wednesday that they will soon unveil a new feature that will filter offensive words, phrases, emojis, from direct messaging. And the profanity filter will also make it harder for trolls who have already blocked, they have already blocked to contact people by creating new accounts. When someone's stalking your page, whether it's an ex or whoever, they come in as a new user, no profile pic. Yeah, we're gonna shut you all down. Okay. And I'm all for this. Although the Facebook owned site didn't share examples of the offensive words, you know what I mean? The offensive phrases, the words, it did say on its company blog that users will be able to decide which words, phrases, and emojis they wish to block or avoid receiving in their message request. You see what I'm saying? So that's a step in the right direction. By turning on the filter in Instagram privacy setting, users can also report, delete, or open messages. I agree. Hello, which will be sorted and into hidden requests, folder of Instagram. I think this is really awesome, to be honest. I love it. I really do. I think it's really going to be awesome for this. Who child? Y'all know how I do. I love coming up to sip and chat. Y'all know I just be chatting and just saying stuff. The day I had a good day. It wasn't a bad day today, except when I watched the funeral and stuff. It was a good day, although today for the Empress. Thank you for inboxing me. Y'all want to know why I took a hiatus. Y'all know I wasn't too well, but I'm good now. I'm back. And that's the main thing, is that I am back, honey, in all my glory, sugars. So let me just say this as well. I wanted to, coming down, wanted to let you all know that that on the show, we'll be having like featuring artists and like featuring artists on the show, which we have that segment going to be coming up pretty soon. But listen, before I get too much more into it, let me take a little short pause for the cause, because y'all know how I got to get my I gotta get it together, honey. So listen, I'll be right back. And when I come back, actually, we're gonna have our guest. Yes, he's coming, the musician, the artist, Mr. Johnnie Croom is gonna be with us. So listen, y'all keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. Y'all know how we do this, sugars. Keep it locked.
Nation. Hey, hey, I wanna run away, run away, run away, run away. I wanna get away, get away, get away, get away. Time to take a break, break, break. I'm feeling tough. Break, break, break. I just want to break, break, break away. Time for me in a private party. Every year it's me and you, baby, on the stage. Pandemic come and no one can even jump and wave. Sweet songs of soca music now playing in the air. What we got to, what we got to. You bring rum, I bring the chest, so we start a vibe. Turn the music up and ready to take a wine. You don't have to pay, it's free, baby, come inside. Club living room for me and you. Time to take a break, break, break. I'm feeling tough. Break, break, break. I just want to break, break, break. Break away. Time for me in a private party. Don't tell your neighbor I coming over. No one can stop me. Ready to party. Makeup filled with ice. Can't wait till tonight. Don't make up memories, sanitize and time to take a break, break, break. I'm feeling tough. Break, break, break. I just want to break, break, break. Break away. Time for me in a private party. I miss you whining on me. Remember how it used to be. 2 whole full days energy. I miss the fetid, the rhythm section calling me. Masqueraders on the street, just hold on to me, Holmesy, and start the jamming. Imagine me and your baby, we there on the stage. Every section coming down, jumping in a rage. Just hold me closer, wine on me bumper. Club living room, just me and you. Time to take a break, break, break. I'm feeling tough. Break, break, break. I just want to break, break, break. Break away. Time for me in a private party.
Hey, how are you doing? Auntie Pixie Lou here. Yes, darling. Remember I tell all you about Cheryl Taylor Night Chat? Yes, do the one in America. Let's do the show now. Right. So let me tell all you again. She doing the show every Tuesday and Thursday. Yes, on the YouTube. Yes, I find she on the YouTube, you know. Yes, and I subscribe. But I hope I ain't had to pay for nothing. And then she on the Facebook at I am Cheryl Taylor. Yes, do darling. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what that means. I tell Melbourne them to go and text she up, but Melbourne them never have internet. So I said, let me tell all you in America, because I know all you in America have internet. So all you go and check she out. Check she out. All you know is I teach she everything. She know, no antenna, but all you know is me. So check she out, all right? Tuesday and Thursday. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you know what that means. All right. On the night chatting, all you know how to do the thing. But I go and watch my stories, The Young and the Restless. I go talk to all you later. I go on. Yes, honey. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all know how we do. But this is the time of the show, babies. And don't forget to share this broadcast. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for all of you who donate, who support this show. I appreciate it. Thank you. But we as artists, this is what we do, baby. So my guest, before I bring on my guest, honey, he's a musician and artist who have worked with some of the biggest names in the business, The Whispers, Usher, Patti LaBelle, Jared Levert, Dionne Warwick, and many, many more. He recorded tracks for the Wiz, the American Music Awards, the Grammys, the Billboard Awards, the R&B Music Awards. The list goes on and on. But here to tell us more about his wonderful career, please help us welcome to the show, Mr. Johnnie Croom.
Hey.
Hey, baby. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How you all doing?
Oh, nice. Welcome to Night Chat. You know how we do. Cheers. You got to get it.
Uh,
Yeah, there you go. Ooh, child, go ahead, honey. So, different chat. So, how are you? How have you been, sugar? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain at all. Everything's
Get myself seated because they can't see me sometimes when we do this. I gotta make sure they get all of this still seeing the fabulosity. Mhm. Yeah. So how have been, I know this has been that you have had a wonderful, I read, oh my gosh, you've had a wonderful career in music. You've worked with some of the biggest artists ever, you know. And tell us how you got, like, one of the things you've done, like how you started in this business and how many years ago was that?
well. I've been in it all my life. I've never had a regular job. I've been doing this all my life. So I've been in this as far back as I can remember. Yeah,
Mm.
as a child, as a kid.
Was it like straight out of college? You just decided to do music. You didn't want to do anything else, be a firefighter, be, a teacher, a professor. You had no other
I've been
thing you
doing
wanted to be.
no, I've been doing this since the fourth grade.
Oh, wow. Ooh,
Yeah,
child. Yeah. So then you've been doing this. You've been doing this.
very
So
long.
what was your first tour you remember? Like when you got your first big like gig? What was that like for you?
School was probably out of high school. It was with Gene Carn
Mm.
and Norman Connors. That was the first thing I had did.
And how was that for you? Was it like, did you tour somewhere? Was it like in a little, in a little like pub or?
Oh no, no, we did at that time. She had, I think, the number one record that year, which was Closer Than Close, and
Mm-hmm.
we maybe toured about maybe a year, a little less than a year or something like that. Jumped
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different tours and things like that. We would open
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people, and actually, it really allowed me to meet a lot of people who kind of shaped the beginning of my career.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Mm, awesome. So, when you did your touring, what are some? I know you work with some of the biggest names. What are some of the favorite people you love to working with in the industry?
Well, the main folks I've toured with for a length of time was when I was with Boys to Men. I was the musical director with Boys to Men,
Oh, nice.
and I worked with Aaliyah and Genuine. I worked with Dionne Warwick. A lot of the things that I've done, they've been a lot of things have been one-offs, and a lot of award shows.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, just that's really how I've really gotten to work with so many people. It's really been a lot of things that I did that was they didn't have to bring in a band or anything. It was something
Mm-hmm.
that they just hired our group at the time, and the group was really doing pretty well.
Nice. Uh, do you have any, like, I know that touring and with different these type of celebrities, we always try to how I should put it, yeah, like any funny stories. Like when I had Mr. Brett Jolly on the show, he is funny. He gave some stories with some like with Patty. I think it was even Usher. Like he was giving some stories. He's like, I said, Child, I hope you didn't sign an NDA or nothing like that.
Well, Brett Brett is the bass player, and
Yes.
he's actually the bass player in my band. So all of the things that he's done, those are the things that I've done.
Mm, mm, mm.
So
So,
whatever.
what are the favorite people you've liked working with? Like, what can you tell us about one or two of those big name artists you've worked with?
Well, I enjoyed working with Aaliyah. Uh,
Mm,
I enjoyed.
rest in peace.
I'll tell you who
Mhm.
was really, really a pleasure to work with. Oh gosh, Lovely Day. What's his? Bill Withers.
Bill
Bill.
with okay.
Yes, he was really, really a pleasure to work with because he was so down to earth. He's so down to earth, and his music. I didn't even know that his music was that deep and that it had such a fundamental
Mm,
and such powerful messages in the music. I remember Bill Withers as a child, and I wasn't even interested in that kind of music. You know,
mm.
because his music was kind of like a black folk kind of music early on. And I didn't know anything about that. You know, I knew about Earth, Wind and Fire and Kool and the Gang, things like that.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
But after working with him, it was really a pleasure working with him. And he's a handful. He, he
He
was
is a handful.
a really nice guy, you know, a really nice guy.
How was it for you during the pandemic? Like, I know it's been tough for a lot of musicians, a lot of artists. Even for me, I do a lot of hosting Caribbean events. Like, there's no events to do because everything was shut down. So we were shut down basically. But how did you work through that?
Well, I must say, I'm a big believer in Christ and God. I'm
Amen.
a believer in God looks over me. So
Yeah.
since
Right.
the pandemic, I've not had one challenge. Now
Mm.
it has really been okay. You know, it's been okay. I've the work has been a little scarce, but
Yes.
it hadn't stopped. You know, it
Mm.
itself out. So I'm always in awe of how God just has his hands on me all the time. You
All
know,
the that's right. That's
I
right. That's where the
I
faith is.
I get overwhelmed with it because I recognize where we are and what kind of times we're in.
In.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To get through all of that and not have the normal challenges. And not to say that I won't have any challenges, but I try to keep God first, and everything else it sets itself in place.
Mm. What was it like working with with the Grammys?
Well, I was on the Grammys with Boys to Men. We
Okay.
did
Okay.
the show a few times, you know,
Mhm.
when I did the show with Boys to Men. So yeah, it was great when I did it. It was great.
Nice.
All working with the Boys to Men really allowed me to do a lot of things and
Mhm.
experience a lot of things, play for a lot of events like the Grammys, American Music Awards, you know, the whole gambit. Because at that time, those guys, they were breaking records like crazy.
Mhm.
They were
Mhm.
huge when all of this was going on.
Mhm.
So seems like everything they touched turned to gold.
Yes.
Allowed all
Basically.
of Yeah, yeah, it allowed all of us to really just take the ride, if you would. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. That was what's awesome. I mean, your career is so it just so splendid. It's been in its decades. I'm sure this is through the decades because I saw with Jared Levert, The Whispers.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, Dionne Warwick. I was like, okay. You've had John. I said, you went back, honey. I was like, okay. I said, I was like, okay. I said, if I see the Temptations up in this piece, it's done. It's like, what?
Didn't think for the Temptations. It was good work
Yeah.
too. She was really a lot of fun to work with. She
Okay.
and the Whispers, you know.
The Whispers, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
we did. We actually did a thing with them because they were being honored. So we basically had to play behind them, and just hearing them sing live was just it was just in rehearsal. You know, it was just great.
It was great. Nice.
Sing raw.
Um, I want to ask you a question today. Just before you came on, I was just talking about, with this whole pandemic and everything that we're dealing with. Apart from that, with the recent events that's
Mm,
been going on with George Floyd and Dante Wright. That so I'm sure you read the
yes,
news of what happened.
yes.
And I kind of broke down, but it's only because you feel things because we have parents and we as Black people, you know what I mean. Where do you feel we are here, as how we got the, let's say, I would say, a victory and a small one because there's still work to do with George Floyd. How do
Well,
you feel about the verdict and everything else that went down?
I heard. I'm not sure of her name, but she was speaking about, and I agree with her. She was speaking about how we as individuals
Hmm.
we do what needs to be done, or
Hmm.
or at least we'll try to do what needs to be done, meaning a jury, you know,
Yes.
jury.
Hmm.
But the issue is not necessarily the jury even though that a lot of times they're the last to make the decision that allows, a
Mhm.
situation to be guilty or not guilty. But the real problem is the people who are supposed to be representing uh, our government, they're just not doing what they should be doing, because with all of these things that's going on and them just turning a blind eye to the majority of things that goes on, it's just overwhelming. So for this to happen and the jury finds them guilty, that's great. But the jury did that, they
Mm.
did not the government,
Yeah, they deliberated. That is true too.
to see what to see Rodney King and all of these,
Mhm.
to see
Mhm.
all that has happened and nothing, no law put in place, no anything. It's just always an excuse that it was this or it was that. Those are the real issues. But at least with this, when this came about, it came about because it was so huge. This
Yeah.
was that the world saw. This is
Mhm.
not something that's new. This is something that has been turned up. It had gotten turned up from just video from our country, here in the States. But
Yes.
with things moving forward, with technology being what it is and what have you, now it goes around the globe. So now you
Mhm.
convince the world that you're you're not seeing what your eyes are actually seeing. You
Yeah. Mhm.
convince them of that, and nobody's doing that. Nobody's agreeing to that. Everybody is really saying, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna not believe my lying eyes. This is what I'm seeing.
See. Mhm.
So that's basically what it is, and that's basically how I feel about it.
Mm. I always say is that the only good thing now is that back then when they were still killing us, senselessly, it didn't have body cams.
Right,
And although we have it still, for a lot of us didn't make a difference. If you understand what I'm saying, we
right,
got little justice here and there. You know what I
right.
mean? Um, but this one, it sees now is beginning to be so prominent, like it's so prominent, like it's in our faces now, like it's out of control.
Yes,
Even more so, it's totally out of control now. You know
yes,
what I mean? It's like, well, okay, government is like, okay, we got to do some of this. We got to put something in place. Immunity was taken out in New York, where you can actually go after officers now, like as a civilian. That law that protected them for so many decades is no longer, at least in New York. And we hope that other states follow suit. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Because and I'll be talking about this even later on in the show. LeBron James it was under fire for that accountability of saying that
Mm-hmm.
they attacked him, you know what I mean? But he's saying, it is what it is. It's accountability,
Yeah.
and he's not even with Miss Waters, they're trying to say she's trying to create this and create that. Look, we're tired.
Right.
We're tired. We're tired. We're tired. Everybody and everything has a breaking point, and we're just tired. That's all this is now. We're
It
tired
does.
of burying our children senselessly. Like, I mean, that woman couldn't hold up today when you saw her. I mean,
Oh,
I cried, and I felt like it was my own. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, come on, for what?
Mm-hmm. Again, it's going to be really difficult to convince the world
Mm,
what we've been trying to convince the government of. It's going to be tough for the government to respond that way when the world is watching, and that's
mm,
basically when you really kind of look at it. I guess from some point of view, it's kind of like, do we just let this one guy go and the world has seen this, or will we just find this guilty? Because
mm.
these things have happened for years. It's
Yeah,
they've been going on for years, but
that
now
is true.
there's so many eyes on this whole situation.
Mm-hmm. All eyes on me, Tupac. Just say, just say. you know but your music, your compositions, where can we find you? Do you have anywhere we can find your music? Do you have your music launched anywhere?
I don't have a lot of music out there. The majority of things that I've done
It's
is
just live.
yes, just live, just working with artists. Yes.
Okay, working with artists. But you've had a wonderful and exciting career. Do you see, what's the next thing for you? Do you see yourself going back to touring when things get a norm? If you take the vaccine, I don't know, but do you? The jury's out on that with me. I'm letting you know. Okay, so pump your brakes. That's like so that's a whole other convo. I'm gonna need more wine for that one. That's what. But when we get back to some type of normalcy, do you think you'll see yourself, like, if given the opportunity to tour and go again, or you're that's it for you, you're done?
Well, the touring thing, I never want to say never.
Mm-hmm.
Where I am now is the things that I do mostly. I do a lot of recording.
Okay.
A lot of up and coming artists, a lot of different kind of situations and things like that. And I try to do things as close to home.
Okay.
There are every now and then, things will come up that I'll do. I still will do the award shows every year. Anything that doesn't require me to run all over the place.
You'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Listen, thank you so much. I've enjoyed chatting with you. And listen, feel free to, I always say, like Brett and them, feel free to always come back and share your wonderful knowledge, your tours. It's always wonderful when artists like yourself, unsung heroes, I call you guys, that has done such a wonderful, I've had such a I call it lit career. You know what I mean? You've had an outstanding career. But thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Thank you. All right. Woo, that was Mr. Johnnie Croom, honey. He had that's a wonderful career, honey. You know that go. So listen, I'll be right back. You're not going to take a short pause for the cold sugar. Y'all know how we do. So listen, don't go nowhere. I'll be right back after this. Keep it locked.
African woman, let me love you. Yeah. Since I met you, everything just seems so right. Like a flower that just bloomed. I've been waiting for you all my life. In the nights when you're cold, I'll embrace you with my arms so tight. You be that angel, the love of my life. Take my hand, let's do something different. Please understand, to me you're more than just a woman. And if I die before I wake, I pray that you cherish the love that we made. Run into my arms, don't let this love escape us. Maybe only us can break us. Run into my arms, don't let the love escape us. Maybe only us can break us. Your heart's been broken, but don't let your past cloud your eyes. Time waits on no man, so don't let true love pass you by. I'll be a hero, the one who makes everything seem so right. You be that angel, the love of my life. Take my hand, let's do something different. Please understand, to me you're more than just a woman. And if I die before I wake, I pray that you cherish the love that we made. Run into my arms, don't let this love escape us. Maybe only us can break us. Run into my arms, don't let this love escape us. Maybe only us can break us.
So there's something going on outside, eh? Hey, how are you doing? Auntie Pixie Lou here. Yes, darling. All you remember, I tell all you about Cheryl Taylor. Yes, the one in America. Who does do the show now? Yes, Dudu, darling. Well, I'm going to tell all you again. She does do the show every Tuesday and Thursday. Yes, Dudu, darling. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what that means, but I find she on the YouTube. She does be on YouTube. Yes, YouTube at Cheryl Taylor Night Chat. Yes, I subscribe, but I hope I ain't had to pay for nothing. And then she does be on the Facebook at I am Cheryl Taylor. Yes, darling. I tell Melbourne them, but Melbourne them never have internet. So I say, let me tell all you in America because I know all you have internet in America. Yes, darling. So all you check she out, all right? All you know is I teach you everything she know, but don't put me in Tantana. Is I just teach you everything she know. So check she out Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube and on the Facebook. All right, all you. I go in and watch my stories, Young and the Restless. I go on.
Listening to Cheryl Taylor Show. It's time for Ask Cheryl.
Listen, thank you so much for tuning in and thank you for sharing this broadcast. The Empress loves you, darling. So let's get into it. Before the hot topic letter, y'all know I got it. We got to get into this little piece of tea right here, honey. So LeBron James is my man in my head. I keep saying this all the time. You know, I love that man. God was under fire for his tweet in reference to the Ohio police officer. Y'all know how that went. So we all know LeBron is known for speaking out about injustice. And recently he tweeted your next accountability. Now he went under fire for that. Why? I'm not sure. But here's what went on following the Ma'Khia Bryant shooting. So according to the National Fraternal Order of Police, they mentioned that at King's, because he tweeted it, should learn how to educate himself. This is what they were saying, and know his responsibility as a public figure when speaking facts or trying to weigh in on certain topics. On top of the police, U.S. Senator Tom Cotton also decided to throw his little 2 cents in. And he said, when he stated that LeBron James is inciting violence against an Ohio police officer, this is disgraceful and dangerous. Because he typed the word accountability. Really? Really, people? Really? You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the word. Yes, accountability. That's what it needs to be. And that's not being, and then he also took it down because when I went back on his page, he said, I am so damn tired of seeing people killed by the police. We all are, as we all are. Okay. Thank you, LeBron, for saying that. And he said he took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate. And that isn't about one officer, it's about entire system. And they always use our words to create more racism. I am so desperate for more, for more accountability. Yes. Mm-hmm. So, he did clap back, and as you should, and I'm glad that you did clap back. You know what I'm saying? So why our words have to be twisted was what I'm trying to figure out. You understand me? So he was under LeBron strong. He got, this is a strong man. I love the clap back though. I had to spill that, honey, because I was like, you know what? What he tweeted was right. It's not that he tweeted anything causing anything, but he's just saying how he feels, and we all have the right to say how we feel. And it's not now. He's been speaking out on a lot of injustice. Hello, okay? Y'all trying to make stuff. Y'all trying to put this on us, like we trying to create something. Oh, sit down with that. It's surreal. Sit down with that. But you know who else is in the news? Oh, my man, Lil Wayne. I love me some Lil Wayne, honey. But Lil Wayne, I think it's last year he was with this other chick. And he's now with, and he likes the plus size girls because he was engaged with a plus size model, Letitia. Remember her? Letitia Thomas. But they called off the engagement in May of 2020. Lil Wayne, it has moved kind of quick, though. I must say, it has moved quick for a little person. And it was announced that Wayne had started dating Denise Biddert. She's another plus size model. Now, I saw Homegirl. I went on her page because, I had to go and see what was up. I went on her page and she's beautiful. I mean, both of them are beautiful, thick madams, but plus size, beautiful women. Okay. And he likes a lot of meat, honey. Go ahead, Lil Wayne. I ain't gonna front. You know, I'm just saying, honey, do your thing, lil honey. But it looked like he's hinting marriage. We're not sure what's going on with Denise. They're saying he got engaged, but because he posted up and said on this thing, happiest man alive. Today is the beginning of our forever, 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 ever. Yes, he most certainly did, honey. So we're gonna see what's going on because 1 minute you're engaged, 1 minute you're not, 1 minute you're flipping. It's like we get all excited, and then next minute, it's done. It's a wrap. Stick them with a fork. They're done. So we're gonna see what happens with this. But he says he's happy, and once people are happy, especially with all that's going on in this times now, we're happy for you, Lil Wayne. I guess now you're off the market. I'm just saying, honey. All right now. But Letitia, it was so strange that Letitia, we knew that something was wrong when she took, because Lil Wayne is like the beehive. He don't follow nobody, but he was following her. Remember? And when she and Lil Wayne, that's Letitia, that's Thomas, broke up, she was wearing the engagement ring. Then we saw her not wearing it again. And then the only person she really followed, she unfollowed Lil Wayne. The only person that she really follows, let me say, around Lil Wayne's camp is Regine. That's his first daughter. Thomas still follows her. So it's like it kind of just know when it's done. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're following them, they start to unfollow. And that's how we here at Hot Topics know that there's trouble in paradise or there's something going on. I mean, we're just saying. So I mean, all the best to him. If you found love, because we don't know what happens behind closed doors, honey, we never do. Okay, just like, all right. So let me move along, honey, because y'all know I gotta get to this letter, honey. This letter here that y'all sent to me. Don't forget, you can send it at the Cheryl Taylor Show at gmail.com, because y'all know what I do. Y'all see me with right here. I got it. So this one is called the Office Freeloader. Here we went on. Dear Cheryl, hope all is well. I work at an office in the city. I recently started back traveling, working 4 days and 1 day from home. When I and my coworkers got back, we decided to chip up and have fresh chai and chai matcha teas delivered to the office, along with organic cookies from the little bakery not far from the office. I sent out an email asking all who would like to participate with this. My office have just about 8 of us in it due to the COVID-19 restrictions. One of my coworkers did not respond to the email, so I assume she just did not want to participate. My problem is, when our delivery comes, she's the first one to help herself to the cookies and tea and go back into the break room for seconds. I sent her another email asking if she would like to put in with us. Again, she never responded, but is still helping herself to our stuff. This has been going on for the past couple months now. I am fed up. She's taken advantage of the situation. I might sound petty, but she is like the office freeloader, in the first to help herself but don't want to chip in. Well, the worst part is, did I mention she's the office team leader? Cheryl, what kind of example is this? Just being a freeloader. I feel it's unfair to the rest of us who chips in. Do you feel I'm being petty? Or should I tell her in order to have our tea and organic cookies when it arrives, she will need to also help participate with the funds like we all do? Please advise. Baby girl, you asking me and I spill it and let you know. Y'all know how I do. I'll let you know. You You ain't doing nothing wrong. She is a freeloader in the office. Yes, she is. Because this is the thing. When you send out an email, you can't say you didn't see the email. You just being cheap. So your little chai tea and matcha teas coming. They're not all that cheap. Me, I'm a Starbucks girl. And then your little organic cookies, you're doing your thing. Why should you want to just not answer and just be the first to eat and then going back for seconds? No. And it's going on for a couple months. So wait, let me tell you something. You should have nipped that in the bud. But I do understand as the team leader, so you want to be nice and all that sort of thing. I understand you want to do that sort of thing. You don't want to make it nobody uncomfortable. Okay, do your thing, right? But no, you need to let her know straight up. I'm just saying. Because here's the thing, when I was in the office, we had little things going on. We had we used to have was the grab bag things. We had a birthday club. We had all these little different things people would chip out. Sometimes we used to have on a Fridays where we all chip up to go get to like the bakeries and even the restaurants around, and we'll order food. We used to even chip in with put a lotto and all these little things. It was really big, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, come on. You can't, we used to also have the same thing. We used to have croissants, donuts, and teas coming down. We used to also chip in. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the office had what they used to have, like a little thing you make your tea, but we wanted nice cookies, like how you wanted those organic cookies. I feel you. We used to do almost the same similar thing when I was in that corporate world. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody, the only people that would participate and eat are the ones who chipped in. If you didn't chip in, what the hell you coming and eat for? Like, no, do the office tea and whatever, the little stale crackers they have there. You do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. So you're not being petty. Actually, and I do understand it's your team leader. Shame on him or her. Well, I think it's a her, but because it's granny cookies, men don't really go like that. So I'm assuming it's a girl, it's a woman. Shame on her. She's just really taking advantage because she feel that maybe y'all ain't gonna tell her nothing. I wish I was working there, girl. I would have let her know what time of day it is. Don't play. No, I'll be like, look, you're going to chip in, eat, or if you're not, nicely, and you send the email, then I will go over to her desk. Excuse me. We chipping in, and we just want to know if you want to chip in for the next batch of matcha teas and organic cookies. Simple. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Or when it comes, let it come. Some of you all go and get it up front and just start to distribute it so there'll be none. Don't leave none. Just put it at your desk and leave it there. Or just share it up among yourselves. You kind of greedy kind of behavior. That's like greedy behavior right there. You know what I'm saying? Greedy behavior. So I'm just simply saying that's greedy behavior. So no, you're not being petty. She is an office freeloader. You need to have I love conversations, but you need to have a conversation and let her know, lady, you are, yeah. You need to either get in with us or not eat at all. That's all I'm saying. All right, sugars. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. Don't do it. Don't feel bad if you're not supposed to feel bad. And I'm just saying that in the nicest way that I really know how. Straight talk. Just saying. All right. So listen, we're gonna wrap up here. I'll be right back. And for those of you again, you want to send in the letters, we're gonna talk about it. Do so at CherylTaylorShow@gmail.com. Thank you so much. And you can support the show. For those of you who have, I thank you so much for supporting. You can send your love and support on PayPal at the CherylTaylorShow@gmail or Cash App at the $Cheryl106. Thank you for your support. So listen, we'll be right back. I'll be wrapping up. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. I'll be right back after this. Keep it locked.
Next nation. Hey. I wanna run away. I wanna get away. Time to take a break. I'm feeling tough. I just want to break away. Time for me in a private party. Every year it's me and you, baby, on the stage. Pandemic come
Put your turban on.
Get it. I ain't changed.
Peace to all the gods and the earth. Unified minds, stay doing what we supposed to do. There's 3 things that we need right now.
New York, Cali, grand finale.
Love, money, and power. So, yo, I'm from a place where they deceive my people and treat us unequal. Lock us up in them chains and try to beat you.
What?
I'm on the front line, boy, I'm trying to teach you.
Get it.
You got your head in the clouds, it's hard to reach you.
Yeah.
My mind is all good, my weapon is lethal. Come on, build with the God and stop being evil.
Yes, honey. Thank you so much. Listen, y'all just hit me and asked me, Cheryl, about the Instagram. So I spoke about it earlier on. She said here about the Instagram profanity filter. I think it's it's in effect coming up. That's what I read earlier on. But here's the thing. Additionally, the feature, what I do know when is turned on, Instagram will automatically filter out a predefined list of offensive terms. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it was I was talking about. She wanted me to just, talk about this, mention this again. So that the company, the leading anti-discrimination and anti-bullying organizations came up with this together. So, it's just something that our kids are being bullied, discrimination. People are stalked on there, people cursing out people. So this is something that I spoke about earlier on when I said it's a wonderful thing that is coming. The Facebook own sites. And they didn't say what examples, like I said, of offensive words, but we know what offensive means. We know what offensive is. So that's yes. And thank you so much for sending it to me. And that's what that is, it's a good thing, really and truly is. So it's about that time when I'm wrapping up the show, honey. Thank you for my wonderful guest, Mr. Johnnie Croom, that stopped by. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for sharing your love. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. There's no me without you. Plain talk, I'm just saying it is what it is. And I thank you so much. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m., of course, wonderful. Check me out on IG at the Cheryl Taylor Show, and on Facebook, as you guys have it. Thank you so much. On YouTube, Cheryl Taylor's Night Chat. So I thank you so much. I love you. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for listening. And remember, you are all too blessed to be stressed. Peace. I'm out.